we just got back from Cartagena, Colombia, and it was an amazing trip. So we started off leaving the Hartsfield Atlanta airport and going straight to Miami. And then from Miami, we caught our flight to Cartagena. And when we landed in Cartagena, the resort that we stayed at the first few nights, we arranged a shuttle service pickup with them. So they were there to greet us and take us to the resort. It actually was not that long of a drive. I want to say it was under 30 minutes. So we went to the resort, we got checked in. In the preferred club area, so that was nice. It was a separate check-in area.
So at this time, we grabbed a few snacks and went to sit down. She's going to finish our check-in process, but also invite us to their travel club. So in their travel club, you'll have access to all of the properties in that program or in that club, but we chose to decline it. If you do go, I believe you get a service at the massage at the spa for free.
The all-inclusive, this is the first all-inclusive hotel that Haya has here in Colombia. Okay, so this hotel has 4 restaurants. The first one is Portofino. Portofino is for Italian food, only for dinner. The only one to have a dress code, and the only one to have to make a reservation.
Okay, Portofino.
And then from there, we went to our room.
The room was really nice when we checked in. I'll do a separate review of our room. I'll do a separate video and I'll upload that so you can see that. But here's the view from our room. So it was really nice to kind of just relax for a second before heading back out and exploring the resort.
And decided to get something to eat. So walking around the resort is really beautiful. They do have some amenities, some resort amenities where they have different classes. I did the yoga several days. I'll put the yogi's information in the description. She was so sweet. I don't think people were taking advantage of it because it was really like a one-on-one yoga session every time. And then also they had these bike rides where you could ride and do a bike tour. Both days it did start drizzling, but the second time we did it, the rain wasn't so bad. So we were able to make it to the beach, and there are these beach swings. And that was really nice. They do have lounge chairs and everything on their private beach area. So we were able to lounge on the beach. Now, I believe there are 5 restaurants. Portofino, which is the one that requires a reservation and a certain dress code. We did see people get turned away, but they went to the room and changed and came back. And then there was the World Cafe, which the World Cafe is the buffet type. They had a place called Seaside Grill, Oceana. There is a coffee shop / ice cream shop, and I think there's a few restaurants. There's a restaurant on the pool, in the pool area. I think there's like 5 or 6 restaurants. Now they do have a spa. The spa was undergoing some renovations the first few days when we were there, but it worked out to where the morning that we were checking out, because we got a late checkout. The day that we were checking out, everything was back working. The sauna, the steam room. So we did that. That was very nice, very relaxing. And then we also did visit the gym. The gym was really nice there at Dreams. And I'm trying to see what else we did. Every day they do a shuttle into Cartagena. So if you're there and you want a little bit of resort life, but you want a little bit of city life, from 3 to 7 throughout the week, Monday through Friday, they do a shuttle to, and it was nice. It was an air-conditioned bus, very nice, very large. I think there was about maybe 25 of us that went. But if you want that, then that is available, and you get to stay there for several hours. I think on Saturdays and Sundays it does 2 rounds, like a morning round and then a evening round. So that was really nice. And then in Cartagena, going inside the walled city, seeing the clock tower, watching different performances. We did get to see a few performances in the street, and it was very lively. It was very lively. I don't know what it's like, once it gets really late, but it was really lively. I think we ended up leaving maybe the first time we left at 7, and the second time I think we probably left at like 10. Let's see. The next place that we stayed was the Hyatt Regency, and that is in Cartagena. I believe the area is Bocagrande. I was saying Bocagrande, but I think it's Bocagrande. And that's a nice area too. A lot of sky rises. It's kind of got like a Miami shoreline type of feel with all the sky rises and the ocean views, and the views from the infinity pool at the Hyatt were amazing. I think people were there at the restaurant there. I don't know if they were staying there, but there were several people there, and it was so sweet. It was this was our anniversary trip, so they gave us a little anniversary gift, an anniversary treat really, because we ate it. And yeah, it was really easy to access a lot of places there. So we are definitely going to go back to Cartagena, Colombia. I don't know if we'll go to any other parts of Colombia, but Cartagena was definitely, it was definitely a great trip. I think you'll enjoy it. Of course, there are some basics, just be mindful of who you're talking to. So just to remind you, there are some people that it's just commonly accepted to kind of accept a tour. I don't remember what the area was called, but it was kind of like the little animal sanctuary area. We did accept a tour from a gentleman and his girlfriend there. They were really sweet. I'll put their picture up and walk through, but we were able to see sloths. We were able to see iguanas. What else did we see? A parrot, and the little baby monkeys. We were able to see those. So that was so cool. It was really nice of them to walk us through that area. Now you gotta be careful because it's very muddy in some spots. So my husband did get some mud on his shoe. We had to spray that off. But so there are some people that you just gotta feel it out and use your common sense. They were really, really helpful. We did get some tamarind juice because I think they're tamarind plants there. So it was really nice to have some fresh tamarind juice. The guy almost didn't give us back our change, but there was a local there that they went ahead and just got something for 1,000 pesos and gave us the 1,000 so he could keep our 5,000. I think the juices ended up being 4,000 pesos or something like that. So it would have been fine if he, kept it, but it was nice to see someone, that just was like, no, that's not right. Let me buy something else and then you guys can get my 1,000. So that was generous of him to do that. I did hear of someone that paid 50,000 Colombian pesos for something that was only like 4,000. And I think that guy maybe was not going to give them back their change. So they ended up being able to swap it out and give a smaller bill. But that's the only thing about working with other currencies. You kind of don't know, and you're almost leaning on other people. So we did go to like their equivalent of like a Dollar Tree and like break the money that we had. So we did do like 3 transactions to get like little, I actually have it, but we did do a few transactions to get like some little chocolates. This is what we got. You see this? Yeah. So I got like 3 of these. They were like $1, maybe $1 and some change, the equivalent, but I think it was probably like, maybe it was under $1. I think we were like maybe 3,000 pesos. And I think $1 is about 4,500 pesos. So yeah, so we did that to kind of just break up the money a little bit more to be able to give it out into tip. But Yeah, it was really great. Getting to get out in the streets, try some local food. We did go to a few restaurants. This trip, I don't think I ate any street food. I did want to try those little, I forgot what they're called. I have to show you like a little image of them, but they were like, they have cheese and some meat, and I think it's like a grit pancake or something like that. I really wanted to try that, but it was really late and the guy's cart looked a little sketchy. I didn't want to get sick. That is one thing that it was recommended to us. Be sure to just take your probiotics, just to strengthen your gut, but we didn't get sick at all, but we didn't eat any street food this time either. In Mexico, I did have like some street corn once. The food was really good on and off the resort. And we did end up going to the mall. There was a mall right next to the Hyatt Regency in Cartagena, so we did get to go to that mall. We walked on the beach. We ate at the place that the boxer has. I think it's Bonnie's. It's something Bonnie's, but we ate at his restaurant. So good. So good. That was our last day. The food at that restaurant was amazing. Now there was a little mix up because I asked the waitress if they took cards. I said, do you take tarjetas? And she was like, oh yes. Well, first she said, let me check. And then she came back and said, yes, we'll take. And then there was a different waitress that checked us out. Also, tips are included. Gratuity is already in it. It's already there. So when she came back with the bill and we pulled out the credit card, she said, oh, no tarjeta. And I'm like, ma'am, I already asked. So somehow, whatever, they did end up accepting the card. So you do want to double check. Some places do not take cards. Some places are only cash. So you do want to check. 9 times out of 10, the street vendors are only going to take Colombian cash. Typically, if you're on the street, you need to have the Colombian pesos. At a restaurant, you do want to double check. I double checked and still somehow there was a miscommunication. But just double check. You don't want to be in a situation. Getting to the airport, Ubers are very convenient there. Uber is widely used there, so you don't have to worry about transportation. I would not rent a car. They drive very uniquely. They're aggressive drivers. And you don't want to risk your rental car getting tapped. We were driving and a car literally just pulled over. It's a 2-lane. This is not like a back road. This is a 2-lane. I'm talking, like 55 miles per hour. We're all going. We're in the back seat in the Uber. But they just kind of pulled over, tried to get as close to the curb as they could, and they're stopped. I guess because it's so much tourism, maybe people are getting Ubers and they get to just get dropped off at random places. I don't know. Yeah, so that 2-lane became a 3-lane. Literally, the middle line? That was a lane. That became a lane because nobody wanted to wait for this car anymore. There's big tour buses that, sometimes are stopped and people will get very close to another car to get past it. There's a lot of the mopeds. Are they called mopeds? I think they're called mopeds. But there are a lot of those. I think if you don't have a car in your local, you have a moped because there are so many of them and they weave through like it's nobody's business. So I wouldn't get a rental car. I would just use Uber. If you're feeling brave, you can get a moped, maybe rent a moped because that probably is a safer way to maneuver. I don't know where you're going to park it, but yeah. So for transportation, I would probably stick with Uber and whatever shuttle services you've already arranged. Definitely get your money exchanged. At the resort, they did do conversions. We ended up using them to break our bills a few days into the trip. It depends on what you want to do. But I mean, honestly, if you bring like $200 to get converted, I mean, I think that's even more than enough. Depending on what you want to do. Now, they're about to get an accident. Now, if the restaurants do not accept credit card, that might bump up the amount of money you need to bring. Or you just try to only dine at places that take credit card and eat street food or, inexpensive food and things like that. So that's the transportation, money, safety. I would say just say no. A lot of times people are going to try to sell you things. Unless you really want it, just say no. No, thank you. No, gracias. Of course, talk in the local language to be polite so they understand, but they are very persistent. Now, there are the, I saw some videos, but there are the Cartagena rappers, street rappers. Hey, living in Miami, New York, California, Paris, where you from? you'll tip them as their assumption. A lot of times in Colombia, people will say it's no charge or it's free, but the expectation is a tip. So it's like, oh, it's no charge, but tip me. And there are a lot of I forget what the women are called. I have to put the name. But there's the women that wear the beautiful dresses, the colorful, vibrant dresses. They have the fruit on their head. They are always welcoming you to take a photo with them. Like, you know, they're like, come take a photo with me, take a picture with me, come. You know, and they're very enthusiastic and inviting. Those photos require tips. Boom, boom. Tip them, tip them, tip them. That's what they're wanting. So if you do want to get that iconic photo with them, just understand it is expected for you to tip them. Also, anybody that gives you a tour, I honestly would only do it in the animal, you know, area, the animal sanctuary area. I would not take a street tour from someone. Now, there are a lot of tours that you can book. There are food tours. That, if we have more time, I would have done a food tour. There's a few, I'll put some down below, but there's a lot of tours that you can do that are organized tour, and a lot of them meet in the front of the clock tower. So they'll have like the yellow umbrella, orange umbrella, white umbrella, whatever umbrella, for you to meet up with them, and they'll give you the time and the address, and they'll take you throughout the walled city. So those are legit, because you can pay for those in advance with a credit card, or, you know, debit card, however you want to pay for those prior to you actually arriving in Cartagena. You can actually book them while you're there as long as you've got internet access. Now, I will say the phone service typically is good. We tested it out. My husband went ahead and got an eSIM, and I just stayed on our phone plan. And for the most part, I mean, there were a couple places where he would be able to have it and I didn't, but we're with T-Mobile, so our T-Mobile service worked fine in Cartagena. So that's just something to note as well. And then, of course, accommodations. We travel using points. And the reason why we stayed at the Hyatt Regency, and aside from it being beautiful and amazing views, it had the best hotel layout I think I've ever seen. The layout was great, and the view from the room, so amazing. And I think that hotel went up to like 45 floors or something like that. We were only on floor 18, but I think it went up to like 45 floors. And the views just got better and better. And there's 2 separate elevators. Of course, you know, when it gets to that amount of levels, it can take forever for the elevator to come down. So they have it stops at 11, and then from 11, I think it goes up to like 45. There's a separate set of elevators, and each side of the separate set goes to different floors too. So that helps break up the wait time as well. So whoever was the architecture for that was pretty brilliant. We travel with points. We do stay at resorts and hotels. Cartagena is a great place. Now, language. There are going to be some people that do not know a lick of English, and you are in their country. So it would be in your best interest to at least learn some basics. I've taken Spanish in school, but I still needed to brush up on some things. And there were some conversations that I found myself in, because I can enunciate the words very authentically. Some people assumed that I knew more than I did, and I had to back out of it. It's like, lo siento, no comprendo. And I'm like, oh, okay, you habla español? I'm like, sí, poquito, solo poquito. And then they're like, oh, okay, you sound very good. You sound like, you know, I'm like, oh, muchas gracias. Yeah, but I'm not. Sorry. Try to get some of the language under your belt, especially because there's going to be a lot of people trying to tell you stuff, and it's best to just be polite and turn them down politely. We were eating at a restaurant, and a lady walked up to us on the beach. We were eating in a restaurant that was on the beach. The restaurant with the boxer's restaurant. And she came to a window of the restaurant because they have it open so you can see out to the ocean. It was very beautiful. But she was like, hey, I can give you a massage. We're the same. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, trying to eat my food. I'm not thinking about a massage right now. But I mean, fortunately, we did have to go right after. So, because I can imagine if we left our restaurant and walked out to the beach, I'm sure she had an eye on us. And she's like, all right, now it's time. You're on the beach. So, but we did do a beach walk early in the morning, which was so great. It wasn't hot at all. It got so hot later on that day. I want to say even around maybe like 11 a.m. it was really hot. But we ended up going out to the beach a little before 8 a.m. So it was perfect. There were some people already lounging there, some people walking their dogs, So it was nice, and the temperature was great. We did have to watch our stuff. We did set our stuff down, but we always keep an eye on it. There were some people, a couple times, there were some people that were walking towards our items. And I mean, you know, people just walk on the beach anyways. But when we would go and like stand by it, then they would kind of either turn around or go a different way. So yeah. So you just got to be alert. I mean, I think it's with any large city where people are looking for opportunities, and your goal as a tourist is just not to be that opportunity. Be alert, be wise, and be polite. Overall, Cartagena, Colombia was a great trip. We did not feel, you know, like we were in extreme danger. You just got to be alert, especially in the walled city. I would say be alert, because there's a lot of opportunity. That's a main tourist hub, so you just got to be alert. I just think people just have to use common sense and be safe. A lot of families were out late at night. It was a safe place. You just got to be mindful of people bumping into you. Have that crossbody bag in the front. Fellas, put those wallets in the front pockets. Keep your head on a swivel, but enjoy the area. It's similar with any city. Overall, Cartagena was great. I'll be sharing some more videos on Cartagena. I would love your thoughts, and if you've been to Cartagena, please give some tips and advice in the comments. Share this video with anyone that's thinking about going to Cartagena, and I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to grab the guide. I'll put a guide down below of just what we did and where we went, so that way you can streamline your trip and get the most out of it. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.